Hi there. Okay, so before we begin this reading, about 11 minutes, 30 seconds in, I misspoke and I wanted to clarify and correct myself. I'm still learning. Something that we're working with, I'm still learning, so you know when you're new with something. But when we get to the stage of what you don't see coming and we had the thief shows up, the thief lives in one particular ring within your kingdom, okay, within the kingdom. And the thing about that is if there happens to be any energy or people or whatever that happen to take away from this, like, how do I explain it? Basically, the thief lives, again, within its own little, it's in the crowd. So it's something that can be avoided. It's not something you have to participate with, and because it only lives in this one vortex or whatever, then that energy can never affect, at least at this point in time, cannot affect the kingdom that you have created, like your court, your circle, yourself. It cannot interfere or take away from your opportunity right now, and it cannot affect. It does not have to affect your actions that are also meant to be taken. Like it cannot unless you allow it. Otherwise, you're free flowing. Okay, so I just wanted to correct myself and to let you know that yeah, let you know that, and thank you for accepting the fact that I'm not perfect. Alright, on to your reading. Happy birthday. Peace. Hi Libra. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so whenever you find this, happiest now. Alright, I hope this time finds you good. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So this month I thought we'd kind of focus in a little bit and we'll look over like maybe a bit of the situation that's coming out, something that needs a bit of focus, kind of the focus of this month perhaps. We'll also look at the opportunity for this time. Also, if there's something about what we don't see, we'll look at that, and then action to take or maybe some advice could come through. So to start out, we have Queen and King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords to me is always on point. I like that she's there with the King. This shows me a lot of clarity of mind. This is your element. Yeah, and I just split to the Ace of Wands with the King of Wands. So there's a lot of powerful fire energy, fire and airs really highlighted here. So this is maybe some really inspiring conversations. This could be some really good ideas and some communication and expression in this way. I guess this is also you being yourself is a big part of how maybe things get moving. I feel like someone's confident here. They also have like supportive backing where people feel there's an understanding. It's good. Alright, let's actually look at the overall situation. That's kind of undercurrent what we're mentioning. So we have the Wise One. That's really awesome, actually. What's that with? Oh, the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. So let me tune in a second. Well, someone's going to offer you something. Someone gives you something. It's of great value, too. This person is... Something is being given of great value. I see purple flowers, white flowers. And because this is with the Wise One, I feel as if there's also something that's, how do I explain it? There's something that's getting put in order that's actually the right it's like the right pace or the right place, something like that. Queen of Pentacles is really on point too, particularly in this deck. I like her facial expression. She's very confident, right? She knows exactly, this person knows exactly what they're doing. They know exactly their value. What they have to offer, what that's worth. I feel like other people also are looking. This is known. This is known. There could also be somebody who's very wise in. There's somebody that's very wise here also that is helping others to feel more confident or to feel. It's like supportive, you know. If you, wherever there's counsel received, I guess this is also again like helping a person to wherever there's counsel received. This is helping a person succeed. And again, I see a lot of support here. Good. That's awesome. She's also looking over at the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is looking up, like up and out. So it's like the dots are connecting. So it definitely has like there's like a wide vantage point. I see like I see a field. So there's something where there's not things in the way with the field, right? Okay, interesting. Let's see what your opportunity is right now. Oh, the Archer. Nice. Maybe there's something about Sagittarius energy, Jupiter energy. Your opportunity is, this actually says biding your time and planning ahead. So that's part of your opportunity. Let's see what that's with. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Oh, wow. 9 of Pentacles is definitely a, they understand a lot about time. And the planning ahead action is very natural to them. Do you like getting your picture taken? I feel like someone's becoming more comfortable with that. What is that? It's like being captured in a way. But we're smiling when we're saying that. It's whatever you've been aiming, this is your opportunity. I guess your opportunity is to plan, again, let's emphasize, the opportunity is to plan ahead. And because that could be part of what the situation is, where the opportunity right now could be where you're in this 9 of Pentacles energy, which is a person that is financially responsible, they are healthy, they care about their body, they can function individually, they understand boundaries, things of this nature. They're also, I don't know if we said comfortably financially as well. That helps, you know, like especially when we're talking about planning, you have a lot of earthly energy here. And since the situation with the wise one here, this is almost like, I guess this could be a bit of spirit energy that's like, okay, you can go to the 9 to the Queen, you know, you can jump like that. And that's 3 steps ahead. Capricorn talked about this a long time ago. You can move ahead 3 steps ahead. You can move ahead. You're allowed to be successful. You already are successful, what I see here, but like you're allowed to be successful. I mean, you have to, I guess there's something about that though where you do have to go in order. That's where the planning comes in, or that's where the kind of like the rule book is here, right? There's a way to go about it. It kind of this wouldn't be exactly like going against the grain to try to get the prize or whatever. It's like, no, you do this and then you do that and then you do this. It's, again, part of that planning. It's almost as if, how do I see it? It's like, well, someone's worked really, really hard to get here. There's, I actually see, maybe part of the opportunity is to be proud of who you are. I heard not soaking and sinking in pride, of course, that's not your natural tendency, but to be confident in who you are and what you have achieved up until this point. Okay? There's also, there could be something here about music or rewards. That could also be an opportunity where where others are finally recognizing also, because a person recognizes it, other people recognize it. It like spreads out. I would also, what am I seeing here? From now until the beginning of the new year, that's a big one. I also see I saw a coloring book, and then I saw a bunch of different colored, like pens or markers or something like this. It's like you have an ability to create something. So in ways of biding your time, because a lot has already been accomplished, that's part of the opportunity, that the opportunities that you will be granted is due to your prior work also, particularly over the last 9 months. I guess that's, we could take this from the beginning of 2023, or whenever you find this, go back 9 months and then look forward to here. And then I guess you could also plan from, I guess, okay, since we're in technically Libra time, the sun is shining through your Libra house. You know, this is an annual energy through this house. So if you're aware of this, where this sits in your map is going to be highlighted and wants you to feel confident about that house, you know, wherever, again, that sits in your map. Let's see what you don't see coming, because I feel like that'll be helpful. Oh, well, we have the thief. What's that about? Where do they live? The thief. The thief is in the troop. So everything in the circle of the troop, in this deck particularly, can travel like throughout, but it has a dualistic nature because it's water. Let's see what's connected to that. Hold on. Whoa, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Major Arcana. Let's go, these are all majors. So what you don't see coming, because you know what, when I'm just looking at the imagery of this card, what I actually see is so much opportunity coming to you. Look, there's a hand, there's all these things falling out of the sky. It's like there are keys and jewels, and it's you get to, a person gets to grab what they want. But I guess part of what you don't see is there could be, well, for some of you, so much opportunity that you may feel like, well, I need to seize every little thing here to try to ensure that that nothing is taken away. So I guess let's read the wise one, because that's what kind of mirrors up here. Hold on. What are you afraid of losing? Or how are you afraid of confidence? There's something about where a person's here, their confidence, they're afraid to have it because it feels selfish to have it. And this could be one of those things where a person really, Nine of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, all these majors here with the Wise One, and the Archer that's really like going towards these further reaching places that actually do connect to your physical world and bring abundance, if you will, or comfortability. It's like, Wire, don't feel selfish about succeeding. Okay? Don't feel like that's selfish. I feel like Virgo talked about this last month. That's your neighbor. It's a little side note. It takes a while for things to sink in, right? There will always be people who are winning. There will always be people who are losing. There will always be people who are trying really hard. There will be people who are not trying at all. And there's no way for any of us to always win or always lose. And so you're allowed, oh, you talked about this too. You're allowed to win. You're allowed to win. You're allowed to receive as much as you give. I mean, obviously this can't be expected. That's not the point. And so actually, what I heard, you get to, in some ways, you get to decide. Again, let's read the Wise One for good measure. This is overarching the whole situation, right? It says, a fire burns in the hearth, a russet fox slumbering before its warmth. Peace hangs over the room like a blanket, and by the window, the Wise One consults a book and crushes a handful of leaves into a bowl. Though others may be wilder and more experimental, the Wise One acts on the knowledge learned from their predecessors. They know the way things have always been done. Organization and rhythm rule the day. It's time to suppress that creative streak and accept pre-established convention. Take the time to study those who have gone before you. There is plenty to be learned from previous attempts. The greatest knowledge is derived from the experiences of those who have done this before. So that very well could be something too, is a bit of study. There's study and planning that's needed here. And looking also, I guess, again, to those who have came before you, those who have done what you're trying to do, would be very helpful, being inspired by that, interacting with that, asking advice about that. That's really highlighted. And, you know, maybe part of it, this thief energy, and what you don't see is well, I guess perhaps if a person, if the energy here is wanting you to focus on the physical world, it could be one of those things where sometimes when we're too much in that energy, if that's the only focus, then you can kind of miss out on the thief could be missing out on just being here right now and acknowledging the success that you already have And I see, and fold that over into the success that you're allowed to have. Okay? It's not about bigger and better exactly. It's just kind of like, well, feeling more confident again as you go along. And actually, I suppose there could be a bit of something as we move forward here. This could also be now, I see, for the next year, is where a person's world could really shift. And actually, you know where that shifts into is justice, is your card. You shift into yourself. You shift into your power. And there's that fire and air energy mixed together like we started with. And so maybe that undercurrent is something where something's coming to the surface, and it wants a person to acknowledge well, I guess it's a bit of their badassness. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, I heard you can't be good at I heard you can't be good at everything, Emperor. There's awesome Aries energy. It's like, yeah, and that's why we need other people too. And I see someone asking, like, how did they do it? Or, okay, let's see what the action actually technically is to take beyond planning your time and I heard being wise within your circles. The action is the Musician and the Sun. Wow. Wow. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 majors. That goes back to the Emperor we just split. So your opposing Aries energy is quite significant. I also see 3rd, 10th, and 11th house are also highlighted. Oh, 3, 9, 10, 11. It makes it, I heard that makes a 7, right? 3, 9, 10, 11. Well, I guess you'd be looking at it this way. 3, 9, 10, 11. That makes a 7. Okay, so there's obviously, there's either musicians in your life that are really significant. Music could be so inspiring. I feel like the action is also to enjoy yourself at this time. Maybe some of you go see like some awesome music, or there's some kind of celebration. I mean, I guess this is your birthday for some of you, happiest birthday, and actually see part of the action to take. This could be where some of you have been so serious about like work or the physical world, and you're trying to get things in order and doing all your planning, and I feel like you're going about it the right way, but it's like, I heard you can kick back, because apparently whoever this Emperor energy is that keeps popping up, it's like, I heard whenever you need it, it's there. There's really strong supportive energy. Because actually you had all female energy here. The wise one felt masculine to me. But this Emperor is also very strong masculine. And what does that represent? And there's the King of Pentacles. It represents a very loyal... Oh, there's the King. Aries, Taurus energy. This is protective. This is energy that is protected. It's energy that is responsible. I'd also say whatever your job is, especially if it's something that you've been doing for, you know, say, closer to a decade, or you've been studying and this is what you've been wherever you've been dedicating yourself in that sense, I feel like there's a lot of responsibility around that. And I feel like those bonds aren't meant to be broken. If anything, they need more of your confidence, and because you make such a beautiful example for the world. That's what I see, someone making a really beautiful example. I heard don't make excuses to not have fun. Okay. Because what goes the other way? If it's 3, 9, 10, 11, then it's 5, 11, 10, 9. So your creative energy, there is so much gratitude. That's part of, I guess, the action to take is gratitude. If you want to, for instance, some of you want to learn something new, that also, I feel like someone's really excited about that. They want to be within something. This is very like, I keep splitting this Emperor. It's very interesting. What does he want to say? The King of Pentacles again. Fascinating. So maybe someone's father or grandfather or male is obviously extremely important here. If you're wanting support for something also, or some kind of backing outside of you, where it's like, look, I've been, you know, this is, I heard I have completed this. You know, something gets to a stage of completion or achievement, and then there is still another level. You reach the level, you go from the Queen to the King. I see you don't have to worry about competition here. Like, you know what's real or not. High Priestess. Yep. Yep. Yeah, there is a bit of a completion stage, but it's so awesome. It's not like, how do I explain it? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like it rolls all the way back over. It like gives you a brand, here's that, you know, opportunity. It's like you walk through the door, and then all of a sudden there are many opportunities. And I suppose in that sense, I guess part of what you could not see also is lots of options or lots of opportunities. And in that way, there's a part of you that needs to be decisive. You know, where you're holding a bit more of that fire energy. I saw the Queen of Wands. It's like the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups mixed together. You know, it's a warm energy that's confident. I love how happy the High Priestess is in this deck. You know, she's... This person comes from a long line of magic. This is a long line. Strength. And you know, whatever it is that you don't see also, however that comes through, because you have all majors here, this is spirit with you. Okay, so there's something that's guiding you. So if anything is taken away from you, if you will, it's meant to be. You know, and it could be one of those things where it's like we have this seizing the moment. It could be like, okay, I'm going to do, all right, this is what I'm going to choose. And it's just like, well, whatever you choose, that is what goes down. But I don't feel like you can necessarily make the wrong choice unless one is purely sitting in, I mean, we're talking about a lot of different people here, but like, to me, the natural energy of Libra is not selfish, right? It's selfless, if anything, and that's where you're trying to find this middle ground, because it's not selfish to be confident or decisive. It's not selfish to know what your inner knowing is and to follow that, because you know what works and what doesn't work. Because they see, again, we don't always win. So, and right now you're in some kind of position that is really solid. Because even if something was, how to explain it? Well, I guess this goes back to the plan. I suppose you could look at a backup plan, if you will, or maybe the options of what could be. Maybe looking to where you have support, because some of you could be trying to plan something more individually. And well, you always need individual plans. Oh, we're getting too much into the layers. You know where we're going here. What did you want to be when you were growing up? When someone's just like, what do you want to be when you grow up? King of Swords. What do you want to be when you grow up? Who asked you that? Maybe they're around too. I would also say if you're married, whoever you're... Well, okay, let me go over the signs I see. So I see Gemini, Taurus, Aries again, Capricorn, Virgo. So all the Earth. Libra, you are here. Pisces and Leo. And you know what? One last thing. I feel like that Pluto reading that we did, the Pluto aspects, could be helpful in ways of, if you're concerned about this thief energy. Because really what it is there's so many things coming that you have to let go and make space, right? Again, I heard success takes up space. So you gotta make space for it. Maybe even in your heart. I don't know. I heard it goes beyond that. But particularly, I just saw the South Node. And actually in the sky, on the sky right now, it's already moved out of the South Node in Libra, which was a bit of a challenge, right? When the South Node goes through your sign, it does take away certain things. And those can come in a variance of forms, you know, like shifts and things like that. And now it's moving into Virgo, which is giving us more of a place of faith, you know, as a collective energy too, which is really beautiful. And wouldn't that be lovely if the collective energy was happy, right? And feels strong and accepting of the changes and the ability to be able to choose. You know, where we just create happiness. Maybe there's like lyrics in a song, or there's something that reminds you, like maybe there's some music when you were a kid. that could also like trigger some, maybe that's not the right word, it could open some kind of door. They also say it'd be really good for folks to have, like, I see a picture of like a young kid here, you know, a kid when they're young. So cute. So cute. They're smiling, you know. If you're interested in inner child work too, I'd also say the action is to sing and love to that childlike part of you, you know, because of course we can get so wrapped up in the adult world sometimes, right, that we, not that we're supposed to not be responsible, of course, but with all this earth energy, but to know that the backing of it is to, well, enjoy this life, you know. And combining those two things really, I heard, creates a lot of power. And apparently a lot of 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, a lot of emotional satisfaction, right? I heard, oh, happy day. All right, that's that. I was going to try to make these short, but I just have to roll with it. I can't, you know. Is what it is. Alrighty, right, because we're not supposed to rush. We're supposed to bide our time, organize the time, and plan ahead. And you know, maybe one last thing. One little birthday gift you could give to yourself is also to look back on this last year. Please look at your strengths. Please look at like how you handled the changes that you went through, wherever things were a little different or shifted. And I feel like there were also there were at least 2 times that were like really significant where you had this intuitive knowing that this was going to be that, like there was some kind of information and it actually came true. So I see this can reaffirm or reestablish your connection to you also, you know, to your heart, to your higher self, to your it's an attunement thing. And I actually see someone being very tuned. It's like it's in tune. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of this place. I wish you the best. Happiest, you have a moon this month, right? So I hope that goes well. Remember, the moon in Libra is always a little bit, moon in air, but particularly Libra, because it's a square, is always a little touchy. So, you know, don't question your value too much when the moon is too big, right? When's the last time you went bowling? Or was in a bathing suit? Alrighty. Appreciate you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.